There is a new world champion inside of Brawl Stars, and their name is HMBLE. They just won the biggest Brawl Stars esports tournament of the year, ending Zeta's 3-year win streak. Today I'm gonna show you how they did it because it was absolutely insane. So this is how HMBLE became the new GOATs of Brawl Stars. It all starts in Finland, where the World Finals took place. The best teams in the world gathered here to compete for that $1 million prize pool. For HMBLE, their first match was against Rival Esports. We first saw Knockout and Bell's Rock, and Rival went for a Gus and Gene comp. HMBLE did have Sprout, and having a thrower on this map is very dangerous.
Melty, Semantic looking for a kill. Shoes keeping him alive with the magic puffs, and the wall comes up on the right. Takedown on the left. Milkrio falls, and HMBLE are at a man advantage.
Another bold play and a desperation gadget out of Melty. Shoe melted all the way down to 440. And now Gray, with just 1500 HP left, knows that the damage is already done. He has no shot at this.
They managed to win the opening round.
We need to start seeing Rival get some takedowns, make some contact. Semantic, hypercharge early, a pop-off shot there.
Then again, a 3v2 for Rival, but yeah, that's not really winnable.
The connection is good. HMBLE way ahead of the ball game.
Lukey just needs to close around this top side for the kill.
First point goes to HMBLE. With an aggressive push by Melty and Shoe, Boss goes down, turning things around, and this time it's a 2v3 in the favor of Rival.
Another walking cane. Melty doing much better in the second one. Has a teleport available through the wall. Lukey connects. All of a sudden, a 3v1 situation. The sharpshooter cannot handle all this action. Rival Esports finally on the board.
Rival quickly manages to clean them up and wins the round. Then we see Shoe getting a nice pull, securing a kill, and this basically secures a point as well. I'm telling you, hitting those gene pulls, man, it's important.
Boss is pinched on the left side. No contact from Milkrio, but the teleport in from Melty. Pinch from Milkrio on the left. Boss, the last remaining member, no HP, and a game win for Rival.
So now, both Rival and HMBLE won a point, so it's time for the last knockout match. It was pretty straightforward. Just don't lose your lane, and it looks a little goofy, but this is pro play. And here you can see as soon as someone goes down, your team just falls apart, and so are your chances of winning.
Man advantage once again for Rival Esports. Shoe's gonna try and hang on to this super if he can, but Semantic does now have this hypercharge that's crucial for the next round because that's exactly where we're headed. Rival Esports just one round off of taking a set.
In the next round we had a really cool play by Rival. Melty pulls Semantic with Gray, and then Shoe pulls as well, but with Gene, and they just get a free kill. Now that the Sprout is gone, they basically already won their first set.
There's Shoe looking for what's one more. Boss gets the kill, but Melty survives. Rival Esports takes set number 1.
It is 1-0 for Rival. Next up, center stage Brawl Ball. This map had some amazing highlights.
Oh, accidental pass! An accidental pass into the hands of Gero!
And lowlights. This is something my randoms would do as well.
No! What a fumble! You can't do that on the wall stage! It was such a free goal!
We immediately see a Clancy coming in for HMBLE, and Clancy is so strong against tanks, it is wild. A great first pick since there aren't a ton of counters to him, especially when he's at a high stage. Then we also see Surge, Gale, Squeak, Rico and Buster coming in. So this seemed like an exciting match. Rival immediately got trapped by a Squeak slow and Rico bouncing his balls off of the wall.
Left side immediately. Rival Esports fold their push back into the right corner.
All of these projectiles ushering them to the bottom side. Lukey with the pop-off play. Shoe left all alone early. They can't quite make the pass.
They completely dominate and score their first goal. We see Semantic absolutely popping off with Squeak.
He has some defense against Rico, which is one of the big reasons that we see that Buster picked. What a super from Semantic to get the kill.
Squeak is underrated, man. Go try him out. And in 50 seconds, HMBLE win their first game. Game 2 was a little bit of a switch up. Just watch for yourself.
Long range Semantic cutting him off here. Milkrio with a pull, a nice tag as well. Semantic looking for the slowdown, and Melty once again rendered useless.
Better lane matchups this time for Rival Esports. We'll see Milkrio on the left side pick up a kill, and Milkrio has that super to keep Boss back. It affords some time for Melty to push up. He has this level 1 still. He should be progressing closer and closer to a level 2, especially if he can get Luki by surprise on the right. Every member of Humble forced into their own goal. Desperate supers and attacks come out. Shu with 1 kill. Every member falls. And that's goal number 1 for Rival.
This time, Rival scores the first goal. However, Clancy is too strong, dude. Then we see some insane control. I mean, how do you want to get out of that?
Lead for Humble here in the sets, but a big time bounce. Luki looking to prove himself here in this second set.
You simply can't, and that is 1-1. Boss with a massive takedown, and another one. With Clancy at stage 3, there is just not much you can do. His damage output is way too much, and also with squeeze control and Rico not letting you heal, it's only a matter of time until a goal concedes.
Muscle, it's still Humble in prime positioning.
Hypercharge out from Semantic, that's 1, 2, Milkrio, the final domino, and the chain falls, and Humble go to set 3.
Melty also came quite close to compete with someone else during this World Finals. Time for set 3. We have Shooting Star and it's a sniper matchup, and Mo and Max. This game wasn't too interesting, however, we did have Luki pretending to be Tenzai. The ending was really close.
Or Luki looking to juggle all the enemies here. Sharpshooter shots going down everywhere. Low HP for both sides, and it's a narrow survival for Humble. Match points.
Then Rival turned things around, completely dominating the second match.
On Boss, and the script is flipped. Humble need to get aggressive.
Now Humble have to get offensive. Milcreo adding on another one here. Semantic falls as well. Rival Esports exploding in game 2.
Seemingly no comeback for Humble. Shu going for the full team wipe. Milkrio around the left, and that's it. Rival Esports are going to move us on to double match point.
12-1. This can't go wrong, right? Well, it can. Humble are master adapters, and this will become more clear later. Right now though, they are gonna win.
When it comes to this blue star, and Humble get aggressive up at the beginning of the game for a change.
Oh, I love this, changing things up entirely. Game 3, it's Humble that respond with the first kill. Speed available for Luki, they might want more. They can either dip now or hold position here, and it looks like they're pressing Melty, a victim once again. Boss piles it on as well. EMEA looking to make a comeback.
He's too low health to get in. The final 3 seconds, Shu's gonna go for it, but there's no chance. Humble take the match.
Yup, they won. 2-1, and it was close. Time for match 2 of day 1. Humble against Eternal Fire, and they got slaughtered. Seriously, 15 minutes and it was over. Firstly, we saw Heist, and who do you pick on this map? Someone with range, or someone with decent damage? Kit? Bull. Yeah, I guess it's to counter the Chuck that Humble picked, but there are better options. Hopping into the first game, and before the match had even started, it was already pretty clear who won. After Chuck set up his post, it was pretty much over for EF.
Ope really getting aggressive here. Semantic, no! Choo-choo, baby, it is time. The dive, that's safe. Ope goes down to Boss. That's a problem for Eternal Fire. They were maybe hoping to respond in some way, but Semantic does not get out scot-free.
Bull is providing some pressure with the super here. However, he really can't do anything when there's a Clancy as well. EF tried to do something. It didn't do anything.
I would consider that a huge failure. 3 members all sent in at once. They mustered 12%. That's a lot of all-in potential that failed there.
And Boss is already level 3. He is hitting like an absolute truck. And Humble have the train as well. Yep, that's dirty stuff. Semantic gets on in, and Eternal Fire have been unable to answer the threat of this Chuck. And he goes once more. Good damage cycling that super. And Luki should be able to finish the job here. That's all she wrote for our first round.
And that was pretty easy. Round 2 wasn't much different. Actually, the only difference was that Eternal Fire got even less percentage damage done onto the save. They finished the match with a grand total of 0 save damage. Complete domination. Secondly, Gem Grab. Immediately, Humble outdrafts Eternal Fire. Yeah, what can I say? Massive respect to Luki though. He just doesn't miss.
Out, not even close here. Humble and EMEA's #1 seed are simply a game away from a day 2 at our World Final.
Again, an easy first win, and they made it look like they were playing against some randoms at 800 trophies. It's absolutely insane. And for the second round as well, this is just brutal. They set up some kind of kill farm, like Eternal Fire can't even walk up the map without dying.
Ope's starting to get into a bit more of a powerful position, but Boss can still circumvent this wall. It might need to be transplanted away. Semantic goes in, doesn't mind going 1-for-1. He is still getting stronger. Ope's in trouble. One shot for Boss would do it.
Down from 15. All they gotta do is hold the line. Lukey, nobody inside of him. Eternal Fire, a valuable LCQ performance, but the #1 seed from EMEA will have no issue here.
Just look at the stats, man. This is straight up domination. Without much struggle from the second match, Humble made it to day 2, and that's where we're gonna move on to as well. Day 2 started off with an already iconic match. Pioneers versus Humble. Our first match, do I even have to introduce this? It's Heist, Bridge Too Far. A great map for snipers who can deal a ton of damage. Okay, never mind. Kit and Daryl maybe? Nope, just Kit. This game was pretty much unwinnable for Pioneers.
Box and become visible once more. Boss going to pick up this left-hand side against second best quite early on and should be adding some decent damage to the safe to kick off this match.
We see Juan Carlos almost hitting the Luki. Unfortunately, he dies again. And without a single shot being hit by the Kit, they ultimately end up losing.
More than 50% damage already dealt to the safe by Humble.
I mean, Boss trips a nest egg and still absolutely devours the safe. Pioneers haven't had a look in. Semantic beaming it down, Boss in there as well. Juan Carlos looks like he's pretty much giving up. He hasn't had a look in. Pretty sure he's got 0 damage in this game. And Humble destroy Pioneers in the entry game.
Second game though, things really switched up. Now we see Juan Carlos hitting his first and only shot of the entire set. And did this do anything? No.
Starts destroying the Pioneers safe.
As a kid, you just can't jump on a player with all 3 members ready for the pickup, and that's why Humble are just staying firm on the right. Boss, Semantic, Lukey, all 3 members going on the safe.
A really free 1-0 for Humble. I gotta show this again. 0 kills, 11 DPS. Next up is Brawl Ball on Freaky Fields, and again Pioneers with a really weird pick, Charlie. Maybe it will be an underrated strat. Spoiler, it wasn't. Humble kept control the entire game, and ultimately this happened.
Down until Humble can get an opening, and at the moment it's going to present itself pretty soon.
I like this from Humble. They're just keeping things consistent and keeping the pressure on Pioneers, not going in too aggressive too early, trying not to feed as much into pain as he's probably the best person to have on that defense. Eradicated now, super pass from Semantic, and Lukey will be the one to score it and place Humble on the map in Brawl Ball.
In the end, Pioneers couldn't break through, and well, the game ended in a 1-0 lead for Humble. Second on the Kenji was pretty useless, he was just feeding Humble supers. Then a nice breakthrough by Humble, securing the first goal.
Now Lukey goes straight in, sees the opportunity, hypercharge there, slams second to the wall, and should be able to walk it in! Humble do it and get another goal!
Maybe Pioneers can come back? No. Absolutely not. They get trapped in their own spawn, and that concludes the second set, which is going to Humble as well.
It's doomed!
Shots from Boss follow up, and second best trying to make a break for it. Gadget and Hypercharge comes in from Pain, but it's still nothing. No kills coming in from Pioneers. Humble on lockdown, and now 1 set away from the semi-finals of World Finals in 2024.
Pioneers only getting 2 kills in 2 matches is terrible. Like, actually terrible. However, in game 3, it seemed like they were locked in and ready to win. Pioneers now with an actual decent comp. Although it doesn't play well into a classy Rico and Gus, there is still a chance of winning. The lanes are pretty clear, Rico into Russ, Gus into Gene, and Clancy into Daryl. On paper, Humble should win every matchup here, and that's exactly what happened.
4 gems now, sandbags from Juan Carlos already shredded very quickly by Boss. Semantic is already stacking up things and just eradicates the Daryl of there. Juan Carlos on the right hand side.
Then suddenly Pioneers start gaining control. We see second rolling in to secure a kill on the Rico, and now they can come back. Lukey really has to watch out for Pain's pull, since if one pull would hit, it would be game over for Humble. Boss pops his hyper and Pain uses his pull, allowing Humble to walk up again, since there's no real threat left. Lukey picks up the last gem and the countdown has started.
Seconds coming in now, has got support network behind him, but Got to go on the aggressive. There's not enough time from the mid here. Seconds low here as well. Payne needs to land the magic hand, and everyone from Humble is just too far away. The pressure is getting to Pioneers. It's going to be a match point for Humble.
Game 1 goes to Humble. Pioneers immediately starts off the next game by asserting some dominance.
Or never for Pioneers. Their year's work depends on these games, and they could be going home.
Now Pioneers is suddenly looking really dangerous. Then we see why Gene is such a big threat.
The Humble breakout.
The second's been feeding really quite heavily into Semantic. Now the hyper charge from Payne connects to Luki, and Juan Carlos is there. The chance with Pioneers, but a nice reset there from Semantic. And it's not over just yet. They're sitting there, second just hovering. Going to be going into his pocket, not ideal. But when you're on countdown, it doesn't matter.
Countdown for Pioneers has started, and all they have to do is not die.
Bringing Juan Carlos low, no more sandbags available, and second best pinned in the top portion of the map. Nowhere to run now, and the three members from Humble closing down. Roll goes in, but Payne's gonna fall down. Semantic has the super, down goes Juan Carlos, and they have the count on the blue side. Second best goes low thanks to the Kuki bumper, and he falls too.
Yup, well that didn't go to plan. Humble now running back to their own side, and it's over for Pioneers.
Can, but the HP is not going to be there. It doesn't connect, and the shield is perfect from Luki, and Humble proceed to the semi-finals.
With this convincing win, Humble made it to day 3, aka the semi-finals. Alright, the semi-finals. Starting with Humble versus SK. The predictions were incredibly close, 52-48 in favor of SK. Inside of the arena, SK was definitely the most popular pick. People were chanting SK everywhere. Kicking things off again with Heist, and both teams have really solid comps. The match started evenly, with both teams getting 25% damage done onto each other's safe.
Yeah, really good positioning for Lanane though here, and Luki round the back has to use that rattle tide once more. Still, just staying back on defense, allowing his teammates to do some work, and they do still have a narrow lead. Boss in a good position to add some more damage. Eventually pinched in there, Lanane's going up top and getting kills. Still pretty even in terms of damage as Semantic cleans Lanane up in the back lines, and Boss in a good position once more.
Luki on the B is super dangerous since he's defending all the time. And I mean, it's Luki on the sniper, so yeah, you're not gonna be able to dodge much.
Now when Yoshi can't face tank it, he has to let the safe get chunked down. Semantic dodges more damage with yet another super. He is such a menace.
That was a massive push, bringing SK's safe down to only 17%. Now Joker with a hyper, it's some nice free damage, however they have to pull off a perfect defense now.
A few more walls broken by Boss, and Semantic having a real tough time once those walls did go down. Lanane rolling on him, but should be Joker cycle swiftly. But Joker gets the super unsafe, hypercharge comes in from Yoshi, all down to Boss to get the defense.
And they do, even getting a ton of save damage in the process. Now SK has to defend again, this time Humble is looking for blood. I want you to look at Luki. He's hitting literally every shot.
To get Joker here, great dive, and a wonderful kill from Boss, slicing through the mid now. Semantic and Luki will be joining him. Boss in a good spot, 75, and it's there.
Great first match, 1 point for Humble. Second game, immediately SK save gets almost taken down, and well, you're not gonna come back from this.
Being used there as well, considered getting out, but he just carries on going in, and this is huge off the start already. Already 50% of the SK save's gone, and Semantic still lives.
Joker hit nobody with that time to collect. He's not able to cycle supers effectively. Luki doing whatever he has to here just to pelt this safe down. Here's Semantic into the back line yet again, 22% and counting. Humble are going to run away with this one. Another super from Semantic. He's happy with the damage he's got right now. A dash and a slash, 3% on the safe here, and SK Gaming are barely clinging on.
And yet again, the first set goes to Humble. Next up is Bounty, and SK manages to pick Larry, which is the best thrower in the game. First picking Larry on this map simply can't go wrong. First kill for SK. Humble now hitting a gene pool and are in the lead with only 20 seconds left.
Two of them line up, Lanane pulled in and taken out by Humble, backing up behind these walls.
Death taxes and a Semantic pool, baby, all guaranteed. And that gives Humble the lead. Now SK Gaming need to find a way to derive an advantage by being down 1 star. Joker takes a big hit. Here's the last call to create that map control in Lenar. He's going to go for Lukey. One more shot would do it. His gadget won't be enough to get the kill, but SK Gaming.
Somewhere off screen, Joker managed to hit Symantec, who was completely out of position, turning things around at the very last second. In this second game, absolutely nothing happened until...
Game back. The name moving forwards, pulls available for Symantec, but he gets it run straight into him. The knockback's there and they get the kill as well.
Again, a great pull by Gene, increasing Humble's lead.
Damage now as Lenar's trying to relieve the pressure for Yoshi across the map. Joker's down, Lukey got him in max range, and a 5-star lead might be too much for SK to make up, but in they come anyway. Symantec a little low. Yoshi needs time to heal, but he also needs to hit some of these shots. He's got no choice but to go for it.
Great control the second match, and this is what I mean by adapting. And in the finals, this will become even more prevalent. Now the question is, who is gonna win this set? RT and Piper are working together and they're trying to kill the Surge, and that is a great team play. Now SK is in the lead. Humble has to push up in order to win, but can they do it?
Gaining some decent ground on the right-hand side. Lukey trying to move up, gets behind the unbreakable wall and positions himself for a late game push.
16 seconds. 15 now as Lenar tries to hold position, but it's going to be Boss coming forward. Hypercharge pop for Joker if he needs to escape Lenar. 5 HP Lenar! Joker able to get out there with the pop, and Symantec takes a hit, but he's got to come forward. 3 stars is the difference, and they get the Gene!
Due to Symantec not having any ammo left in order to finish off Joker, they manage to escape, and well, SK takes the set. Then it's Brawl Ball again, and we see a pretty wild draft. This is about to be an exciting match. Symantec gets the Colette lane, which is not something you want as a Frank.
The goal might be able to get a gadget off here, and Yoshi actually passes it straight over to that right-hand side once more. Lukey gonna go down as Joker comes in, but Yoshi's so low. So many heals when you've got your gadget of Frank though, and Boss looking for some shots of his own. Got a super ready, but Yoshi will send him all the way back to spawn.
Yup, that's what happens if you're a tank playing into a Colette. Symantec is absolutely carrying here with Frank. Amazing plays by him.
The super, Yoshi tried to interrupt it with that super. No connection, and Symantec gets what he came for there. In goes Lenar, caught out though, the sanding damage is real. Symantec will lead the way with a stun. Taken out, but Boss is here, healthy enough to walk it in.
The double hyper coming in for SK now, and if you pay close attention, you see their entire team walking towards each other. Now they get even more of their supercharge from Max's hyper, since every player picks up all the energy drinks instead of only one. This allows Yoshi to get his super, and paired with his hyper as well, they create too much damage and tie up the game.
Can Symantec keep him off the ball? It's blast to the left, and SK equalize.
Because of the amazing Frank super, Humble scores the final goal and they take the first round.
Stunned up here. Yoshi able to take Boss down, but how are you going to stop this now? Push it. He's got the goal anyway.
Time for round 2. SK instantly gets taken down and concede a goal.
Off the map.
He's an unreal role player, isn't he? Picking up a lot of these positions to try and stop tanks, for example, but this has gone terribly for SK. Humble, okay. Well, they'll take the first goal pretty comfortably.
Symantec, man, insanely well played by him. And because of that, they win another set.
Wall wants to use it, moves that tiniest bit further forward, and the name will fall down. Yoshi now going to be super down by the Frank. Got a gotcha gadget shot in there as well. Boss, Sweet Dream still available. Chooses not to go for it, waiting it out. Frank's got the super. Use it. Joker grabs the ball, but double stun, and the lineup perfect. Another one, but the ball can't be passed. Yoshi dodges, but Symantec secures.
Set number 4, Hot Zone. Humble has a berry comp and SK doesn't have a ton of DPS. Humble had so much control, and this is the definition of being outdrafted.
They look lost. Lenane coming through the mid once more, eventually gets his super and gets some good damage in, but how much can he take himself? Not enough this time. Yoshi going to be looking for the shots back. Symantec still survives and might be able to 1v1 Joker out of the mech. 4% is all that's required, and they'll get just that.
The first game ends with a 100 to 9% lead. Insane. Barry doesn't even want to attack the opponents because he just heals, and that's all there is to it. Cycling super after super, not letting SK pick up any kills. And you can see after Barry goes down, the heals that are still on the ground just carry so hard. There is actually no way to gain control, and that means Humble easily took down SK. And now they're in the grand finals. The time has come. The grand finals. Humble versus Crazy Raccoon. Both teams have been playing insanely well and deserve to be here, but only one can take the crown. Let's hop into the first match. Oh wait, before we do that, we have a star drop opening. This was kind of hilarious. Hooray! Anyways, match number 1. Gem grab, double swoosh. Both teams with very controlling comps, so let's get started.
Last time we're getting in the game. It's a best of 5 grand final between EMEA's Humble and Apex's Crazy Raccoon.
Tensai gets a nice kill onto Semantic, also burning away the bushes, meaning Humble will have less control.
Keeps him low, 300 HP. But
Oh,
Semantic's
he
going to burn
burns.
down in the meanwhile.
Okay, both side laners there, the Otis and the Amber respectively, using some area of effect to try and take control, but Tensai comes up. That's not the lane he's supposed to win here, but he's looking pretty scary. Tapped down, able to walk away and somehow goes 1 for 1 there. That is absurd.
Squeak is a very good pick, but only if there aren't any aggressive brawlers, which CR does not have. Luki is gonna miss his Gene Super and Crazy Raccoon can push up.
Going to nowhere. You gotta land those, you don't get many in the game.
No, it's going to take Luki a while to build up another one, and the gem carrier is down. Luki, of course, can scoop these up quite happily, but Boss is that dedicated mid-tier. Semantic loses out, getting it against Tensai. 2-time world champion, really showing what he's made of here.
Now that they have full control, they pick up the last gem and it's time for a countdown.
It's too much pressure.
Boss walking forwards, and there was going to be obviously a takedown there. You've got to be a bit more reserved with your positioning power. All 3 members of Crazy Raccoon just sitting back full HP. They're waiting for the Humble push, and it's taking a time to get there, but with no utility, no pull for Luki. I don't really kind of see what they can do here realistically. The match is over.
Very convincing win for Crazy Raccoon. But, like I said earlier, Humble are master adapters and that's exactly what they do. They switch lanes and it seemed to be working out pretty well. Both teams are now even in terms of gems until Boss pops his hyper.
Now, trying to earn it back. So much oil on the map on this left-hand side. Boss is really restricted as where he can go. Lucas will be cautious there, just evading it. These magic puffs healing will be quite crucial. Hypercharge for Boss going in. Boss is in trouble. The gems are down. Shitapo is low. He's eradicated. Humble, collect all the goods.
And that is a massive turnaround. One hypercharge was all it took to break CR.
Coon, that is huge from Boss. He and Semantic can simply stand forward here and block passage for the rest of Crazy Raccoon. Humble with the adaptation, with the lane switch.
1-1. The third game, Humble adapted even more and get a countdown. Saitempo does manage to kill the gem carrier, but this is only delaying the inevitable and Humble takes set 1.
Patience. They get the gems back. The time is ticking away now, and Crazy Raccoon are getting some momentum.
Tensai just gets brought down by some of that squeak damage. Another hand to catch the turret that might actually be intentional, believe it or not. Shitapo moves up, hits that super. Luki goes down, 2 seconds left, and Humble keeps Semantic alive. Get down, Mr. President.
Now we see Hot Zone again, and looking at the matchup, Surge should definitely be struggling. That's exactly what happens. He doesn't get a single super until we're 1.5 minutes into the match.
Boss still able to step up and
Wow.
fight. Great catch on Tensai. You almost had to, I tell ya. Shitapo is low. He's had to be firing this whole time. And there comes a hypercharged super from Semantic. Gets him the 1. The Crazy Raccoon already have a distinct lead now.
CR is playing very controlling, not letting Humble advance up the map, and they are really struggling.
Now, Humble are really stumbling out of control. 84% for Crazy Raccoon, and now another takedown. They're firming him. There's only 10% remaining.
Yeah, the lorry's a problem here. Humble have to deal with that. Boss takes far too much damage on the approach. And Crazy Raccoon bounce back from a slow start.
Crazy Raccoon takes the first point yet again, but just like in the previous match, Humble adapts really, really well. Immediately we see Humble playing very aggressive, something CR can't deal with, and they lose control.
To a Gale composition. We have to wonder if he's regretting that at all right now. Super up for Semantic. Humble have gotten to 20% capture percentage to Crazy Raccoon's 8.
Baron healing up everyone is super dangerous for Crazy Raccoon. Boss also gets a super 30 seconds into the match, meaning that he now can start doing something. Humble is completely dominating. Suddenly they went from losing to winning with a 92% difference. They are absolutely goated.
They've got a pretty tails entire game behind. They just can't do it. Humble are on the zone. 100 to 8.
The third game we see the same thing happen. However, CR does have a little bit more look in, but nah, not enough, man.
The two hypercharges, Samantha going straight into the eye of the storm. Gets the stun there, Laurie, and Luki can sit back and relax. Shitama's going to come in with a lovely super book. Is it going to be realistically enough? There's only 2% remaining. Boss coming back in now, trying to get that super, trying to get on the zone, and Humble do it. They get the set and place Crazy Raccoon into a perilous position. Semantic there saying, just one more.
Yup, one more set and Humble will become world champions. Let's move on to that set because it was an amazing one. We see Heist, Kaboom Canyon. Humble with a Colette first pick, which is simply a great pick. Then we see both team comps and it's not looking good for CR. Humble starts off with a ton of map control, farming their supers and getting a nice position.
Gotta respect the 8-bit, and there's the damage booster deployed.
Tensai force back, and now is the heal, but Boss comes in, and look at that! Tapping up so strongly in that right-hand side. Damage? Beautiful mark there from Luki. The team play is unreal!
Then Crazy Raccoon breaks through and starts getting their first damage done onto the safe as well.
Finally, now threatens the safe. Moya has an ego up, but it's spaced back from the Lawless. We need to get quite close to get both shooting at that safe. Big damage here for Crazy Raccoon. And now they'll get ahead.
CR in the lead now, but can they hold on? Nope. Semantic with a hyper now, ready to wreak havoc.
The left-hand side, but a nice mark hypercharge there from Luki, and Semantic staying firm in position, looking to try to earn that hypercharge, of course. If he gets down to the safe, it'll be devastating.
Now Humble is cooking. Closing in on the last few seconds now, and Humble's defense is falling apart with Crazy Raccoon slowly creeping up.
Playing around that damage booster now. Boss obviously wants to make sure he benefits from speed, and we're switching into a defensive stance here for Humble. They want to try and pressure Crazy Raccoon down before they think to come forward. Mark on Shitampo, Tensai there with a star power. Scrappy's hitting hard, 49%. It's getting...
Humble seems to be losing, but look at Semantic.
He's got it!
Gets Humble the round!
What an amazing clutch, letting Humble take the first point, and now it's match point for Humble. The second game starts the same way the first one started, Humble controlling everything.
To take home the gold, already a swift eradication of Tensai there as Shitampo and Moya left all alone. And these marks from Luki, we gotta talk about them.
Moya does break through, but chooses not to deal any damage to the safe. Now Crazy Raccoon is looking dangerous, but it didn't do much.
No, it's a whiff off that super. Still shielded up enough. Moya definitely has to respect this. Has to watch out for the bouncing damage from Luki. Tensai struggling against the 8-bit. Takes the tap and Boss finishes the job. Shitampo also quite low here. Luki playing from inside that damage booster means the Bell is a legitimate threat. Another ego that's going to be short-lived as Moya has to throw them so far away from himself.
This is pretty cool. Bell versus Kenji, and Bell has no way to win this matchup. However, there is a way. We actually see Luki using Bell's grounded star power. This is one of the only times it's actually useful because Luki manages to defend against Shitampo. The match is almost over, both teams with 67% left on their save. It all has to come down to one final push. Or one hypercharge.
Here we go! Samantha going in, nice hypercharge and some great damage along the way!
Yep, that works as well.
11 seconds left in the game. Shitampo has to go for a super to dodge the shot, but Boss is going to be there at Tensai with a hyper. No turret to use. Humble, 50%. Crazy Raccoon have fallen short. And here we have 3 Humble guys who just happened to be the best Brawl Stars team in the world.
And that concludes the World Finals. Humble absolutely dominating this entire tournament, even sweeping CR in the finals. They are the new GOATs of Brawl Stars. Thank you guys so much for watching. Huge shout out to my channel members and to everyone. Hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to sub, and I'll see you in the next one.